Welcome back to the Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Raymond Wu. We're continuing our discussion with Ambassador Goedhart from the Netherlands Trading Investment Office in Taipei. I want to start off by asking Representative Goedhart, you have been traveling extensively throughout Taiwan, especially down the countryside. Would you mind sharing with us a little bit your personal experiences in terms of traveling within the island? What did you find about the people, about the customs, local customs, the emphasis on education and religion and other things, whatever you would like to discuss?
My answer might be time-consuming.
Yes.
It is my hobby.
I'll be patient.
It is my hobby. No, I traveled a lot with my staff.
Okay, good.
And you need staff, by the way, because if you want to find your way through the mountains, you cannot do as a foreigner.
Exactly.
But no, I traveled really all over the island, and every province, every county I've been. Also to the indigenous people. Yes. I have much sympathy for the indigenous people and many contact with them also.
Of course.
So we sleep even at the tribes, at bed and breakfast. Yes. But there's so much to see in Taiwan and so much to experience in Taiwan that you should go out and should do that. Yes. And there are lovely places where you can stay. Simple, maybe, but clean anyway. Yes. And the more you go land inward, the more delicious the food is. And, well, without any doubt, people are so extremely nice and happy to meet you that every trip is a joy.
And also your office has conducted many activities in terms of promoting tourism or exchange between the Netherlands and Taiwan. We have talked about the Tainan Holland Day for 2008. Also, there was a bicycle day, bike day, the Dutch bicycle day in Taiwan. Would you mind telling us a little bit about those promotional activities?
That is well, that's what we did this year and last year. But it all started with an exhibition we designed ourselves about the life in Taiwan during the Dutch presence in the 17th century.
Exactly.
We made an interactive exhibition, in fact, for students, for schools. And that exhibition traveled all over Taiwan. We went everywhere. And that's where I got to know how nice Taiwan is, quite frankly. That exhibition drew about 700,000 visitors, which is a lot.
That's quite a bit, yes.
And at the end, I donated the exhibition. I gave it away to the mayor of Tainan City.
Yes.
Because Tainan City is the capital of the Dutch in the 17th century.
Yes.
And they put that exhibition permanently in Amping in a museum. And that's where it all started. If you have your own exhibition in not my own museum, but in any way, a Dutch museum. Then we started to think, well, let's create more activities in Tainan City and let's use that to give exposure to the Netherlands in the southern part of Taiwan.
Precisely. And so far that's been successful?
And that's what we did. And the success the first year was already enormous. This year it was even more.
So this is the second year of
the second year we did. On the site we had 23,000 visitors. Which of course is a lot. But the other activities, as we had there also, we organized a jazz festival. For the first time we organized an historical bike tour.
Finding the Dutch footprint.
To find the places where the Dutch history
was there,
and so that was a success, also.
One thing, like you said, I was a little surprised to find the Dutch Jazz Festival. I didn't know that jazz was such a big part of the Dutch music back home, or is it? I mean, is this another thrust of the promotional activities you're doing in Taiwan?
Well, quite frankly, we want culture exchanges.
Yes.
So we sponsor every year the jazz class you have, the jazz school in Taipei. So students from Taiwan, from all over Taiwan, are coming for a jazz class, and with Western jazz musicians, and we always sponsor and bring Dutch musicians to Taipei. So we know there's a big interest in jazz. And we happen to know a quite performing jazz group who likes Taiwan also. And we decided to organize this jazz concert, jazz concerts. And this time was extremely happy because the jazz concert 2 times in Tainan City took place in Fort Provincia, in the Dutch historical Fort Provincia.
Yes.
Exactly at the place where the Dutch surrendered to Korchinga.
Okay.
So we had our jazz concert there.
Okay.
And that was really great moment. But we also participated in the Taichung Jazz Festival.
Yes, and that's like combining history and contemporary music together.
What we try to do is to combine the history with the nowadays cooperation between the Netherlands and Taiwan.
Yes, precisely.
Taiwanese like the history, like the joint history with the Netherlands.
Yes.
And so we use that to promote the ties in the 21st century.
Yeah. And also, the city of Tainan, as we say in Mandarin, is the cultural capital of Taiwan. There's a lot of history, a lot of cultural, in that city, and there's a lot of, of course, museum, exhibition halls and things there. What's the general reaction so far from the population, from the business community, from the universities? We have quite a few number of outstanding universities and institutions in Tainan, in southern Taiwan. What's the general reaction to your promotional activities, with the trade investment, finding the Dutch footprint, and also the jazz festival?
In fact, it's incredible. I mean, has become a major culture event in Tainan.
Okay.
And I think next year will be maybe the biggest culture event.
Okay.
We make it even bigger next year.
And now we're approaching.
And the reactions are so positive.
Yeah.
So you can see blogs of Taiwanese who put the pictures on the web about those festivals.
Yeah.
And we use it, of course, because we want to have more trade.
Yes.
Also to be in touch with Taiwanese companies. And Tainan City as such has not so much, it's a culture center, not so much business, but of course in Tainan County and Kaohsiung, of course there's a lot of business. Yeah. And our activity is not restricted to Tainan City. We make publicity.
To the neighboring cities.
We reach out to the whole southern part of Taiwan, and people coming from everywhere to
participate.
Enjoy.
Yes, and also as you said, the southern part of Taiwan is not only about cultural, about history. Also, we have a lot of high-tech industry there. For example, solar power. That is an emerging industry in Taiwan, and also
in Tainan.
Yes, and Tainan is like the hub of the R&D center for solar energy.
But they're also in nanotechnology. Tainan is very strong, and in the automotive sector.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yes,
we bring together the technology, the high-tech sectors of Taiwan with those in the Netherlands. Yeah. That's my job. That's my main job, maybe.
And the Representative Goedhart, I didn't mean to interrupt you earlier, but I would just ask you that since we're now approaching 2009, and based on your experiences in conducting those activities in the past 2 years, what are the new things that we can expect in 2009, 2010, in terms of promoting further integration of our two countries in trade, investment, high-tech, education, and other areas?
I made my staff in office very unhappy.
Yes, you're given too much work.
They're already so busy.
Yes.
And for next year, because of the roadshow, there will be much more. Trade missions. Universities will come with missions for cooperation. Okay. Fair participation will be more. So there will be much more activity from the Netherlands in Taiwan.
In Taiwan.
But I know that also Taiwan is preparing for activities and trade missions to the Netherlands also for June notably. Okay. So there will be many more traditional activities than before. 2009 will be an extremely busy year.
Yeah, I was certainly looking forward to more coming out of your office, and also interesting that you mentioned that also our trade representative offices in the Netherlands are thinking of doing the same thing. I mean, can you identify the areas that you think in your jobs perspective, what are the areas that need to be yet potentially developed between our two countries, other than trade, investment, education? What are the areas that you think that we can still work closer together?
For sure, agriculture.
Yeah. Agriculture.
I think that Taiwan has to innovate in agriculture.
Okay.
You have not so much space here.
Yes.
So there should be they should change and cultivate and grow more added value agriculture products.
Okay.
And the Netherlands is as big as Taiwan. We are the second largest exporter of agriculture in the world.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
How to do that without space? It's high tech.
Yes.
And there are two sectors in which the Netherlands, I think, is absolutely the top in the world. That is, of course, water management, also a subject which is interesting to Taiwan, and it is agriculture. And Taiwan should learn a lot from the Netherlands.
Yes.
And we would be happy to share our know-how
with
Taiwan in horticulture, notably. But here there are so many opportunities, and I think there should be many more Taiwanese students to study at our agriculture universities, which really, I dare to say, are the best in the world. That would be a sector to focus on from both sides.
Yeah, interesting you brought up Netherlands as a possibility of agricultural cooperation partner for Taiwan, because now the biggest concern for a lot of farmers and agricultural people in Taiwan is the Chinese adaptation of the technology in agriculture in Taiwan. Would you think that maybe having a cooperation relationship with Netherlands could be a way out to avoid that Taiwan being in terms of agricultural technology taken over by China, for example?
My personal view is that by doing so, you are much stronger.
Yes.
But also your own food products will be much better.
Yes.
I assure you that the European rules are strict.
Yes.
The regulations are strict.
Yeah.
And the food products are healthy. We had in Tainan a dairy
festival.
Seminar.
Yes, yes.
I assure you there's not so much melamine in our dairy products.
Okay.
If you talk about food safety, you have, I think, Netherlands is a very important option. And one of my hobby,
a very important.
My hobby is the following.
Yeah.
You will not believe that the Netherlands has knowledge in Chinese herbs.
Oh, okay.
So we will organize a seminar next year on Chinese herbs in Taiwan.
Yeah.
My idea is that Chinese herbs should be produced in Dutch greenhouses with Dutch high technology. Have more production and a better quality.
Okay. And when we come back, we're going to take a walk down the memory lane. We're going to talk a little bit about the history between the Netherlands and Taiwan. We'll be right back to Taiwan Outlook.